Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Frame Live. Well, this is a show that you won't want to miss. How many of you could use a few hundred more league bowlers? Well, today I have the pleasure of having Brad Sommer, General Manager and owner of Don Carter Lanes in Rockford, Illinois, and Tony Hall, General Manager at the Cherry Bowl in Forest Hill Lanes. And they turned a simple conversation in the parking lot of a car show into several hundred new bowlers. Pretty amazing. Welcome, gentlemen. How are y'all today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Good. So this is just really kind of interesting here. So we're sitting in the parking lot and just having a casual conversation, right? At a car show?
Basically, yep, just making sure everything was taken care of with the cars. And Tony over at Forest Hills Lanes hosts a car show in the summer on Wednesday nights and usually gets between 60 to 90 cars. And then we sell concessions. So that's what we were doing, sampling the concessions.
Okay. And somehow I think there was some rum involved in this conversation. Am I right?
Well, that is what a rum bucket has.
Okay. So tell me how this all came to be then.
We were just sitting there having, talking. We had some friends there too. We were getting drinks and we brought them back and we were, some of us had rum buckets and we just started saying, everybody loves rum buckets. I mean, they're very popular at Forest Hills. And I think it just got thrown out. Why don't we do a bowling league with rum buckets? We already do beer, pizza, wing, women bowling with wine, that kind of stuff.
Right. So what was it? The next day, Tony, we had a flyer made and
yeah.
And then we
Brad just jumped on it and made a flyer.
Okay. So let's talk about this. So number one of the key points is that it contains a rum bucket. And so let's talk a little bit about the concept of this league. The one thing that I found was very, very interesting when we chatted a little bit about this is that, how you reached out and how you marketed and how you got people in this league. So you made a flyer and you reached out on social media. Is that the first place that you marketed this league?
Pretty much exclusively, we used Facebook posts, and we did a few different ones and promoted them. I don't even think we had time to get a flyer in the center.
I don't think we ever got flyers out before they were filling.
No, we just did it all on social media. And I'll let Tony talk a little bit about the response.
Okay.
But it was a nice graphic photo on the social media post and then a story as well. And I believe you have the exact verbiage of that in the attachments.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that what we're going to do is viewers, the gentlemen have been kind enough to provide you with the material that they actually used to promote their league and to actually everything that you need. It's got the flyer, the rules, all of that kind of stuff. So we're going to put that in the comment here over here and on the Facebook feed. So make sure that you check that because it has all of the tools. So Tony, talk a little bit about the Facebook and how that was set up, and you said that you boosted some of the posts. So tell us a little bit about what you did specifically.
I think it was Saturday, Brad finally started getting the flyers up and out on Facebook on all the different, we did it on Forest Hills and Cherry Bowl. And at the time, we were just doing one league at Cherry Bowl every other week, one league at Forest Hills every other week. One was a Friday, one was a Saturday. I think the hope was we could get 10, 12 teams on each, and we would have been happy.
Sure.
But then something happened with that afternoon and the flyer hitting Facebook. And I remember just like sending Brad, hey, I just got a team. And then it was like a few minutes later, hey, I just got another team. And it just, another team. And another, pretty soon it's like, okay, these are almost full.
Yeah, did you want to pinch yourself and make sure you were still awake?
It was really strange. And this continued on all through Saturday night, all day Sunday, and through Monday afternoon. And there was probably a couple times each day where it was just nonstop phone ding and ding, just one after another. And we were just scrambling like, okay, how many can we really hold on these leagues? Then it was, what's the other week look like? And then it was like, well, what does the other night look like? Next thing we know, we had Fridays and Saturdays pretty much full. And we started looking even at other nights that were available.
Very nice. One of the things that I think is important to note is that y'all started this concept in the middle of the pandemic. It's not like you had it thought out beforehand and it went gangbusters then. Y'all started this in the middle of the pandemic when many people tend to not want to try something new because we just need to get bowlers back in here. We're not going to try to do anything fancy. Let's just work on getting people through the door. Well, y'all put this whole plan together in the middle of the pandemic, and do you feel like the timing in itself was part of the good results?
It turns out it didn't hurt, that's for sure. I think people had cabin fever. They needed to get out. They saw an opportunity to go somewhere, drink and have some free food. And I think they jumped on it. I did not expect them to jump on it to the extent that they did, but it's not a fluke because the guys out in Pennsylvania, Al Blau's centers, tried it, and they had over 280 teams within 4 days signed up.
Amazing.
He didn't even boost his post, if I remember right. He just put it on Facebook and put flyers in the center.
So let's talk about the logistics of the league and the actual formation of the league and how it works. Tony, can you kind of share the costs, the setup, the rules that you guys have put into place for the league?
The cost each week is $16. It's for 3 games, includes their shoes, and it's basically off of the beer, pizza, wing concept we've used. But instead of beer, the option was added that they could do rum bucket. No different than we had the option for margaritas or a mixed drink. It just gave them one more option. But the leagues are meant to be fun. These are more casual bowlers. Brad even has on the flyer, no serious bowlers allowed, which some people take a little too seriously. But there are some bowlers who know how to bowl and are decent bowlers who bowl in them. It's just meant to be that this is supposed to be a fun night. I think sometimes we lose track of what we really sell. We sell fun. We don't sell bowling. We don't sell beer, pizza, wings. We sell fun. And this just gave them an outlet for having fun, especially during the pandemic when they were looking for anything to do.
Absolutely.
The every other week concept was a big part of it, don't you, Tony? Every other week.
From a commitment standpoint, I think it really helped. I think we did one at Forest Hills that was weekly, and that one got like no traction until all of a sudden, and then it was only room for like 6 to 8 teams and ended up filling, and that was weekly. But all the rest were every other week, and I think that's what really attracts people.
So the bowlers bowl every other week, 3 games. They get a 32-ounce rum bucket with a concoction. And right now that concoction is made, and viewers, the recipe is in there's a folder of all the collateral, a concoction of different Cruzan rums, but like you said, you could do it with different things. So they also get, the team gets a pizza, correct? What all else do they get?
So they get a large pizza, and then they get a platter of boneless wings. We decided on 12 would be the magic number. So every team gets 12 boneless wings, their choice of flavor, and then the large pizza, and then 4 rum buckets. But we do let them substitute for beer if they don't like rum.
Okay. And then they also get a shirt.
They do.
League shirt. Okay.
And
Great.
you can have fun with that. We've decided to go with a black shirt with a pirate theme concept, and the pirate's holding a rum bucket in one hand and a bowling ball in the other. If you need shirts, we can help you out there. We have a silk screen operation in the back of one of our bowling centers, so we can make you shirts. Yeah, we can make you shirts and ship them out to you with very little lead time.
Okay, very nice. And then on top of that, there's trophy medals, correct?
There is no prize money. So
okay.
these bowlers, they don't care about your lane conditions. They just, when they check in, their first question is, when do I get my rum bucket? It's not anything to do with lane conditions. 95% of the bowlers will be new league bowlers, for sure. Tony, would you experience that at your center as well?
Yeah, most were new. And we could tell that from, we also offer new bowlers a bowling ball.
Mm-hmm.
A league of a certain length, and they haven't bowled before. In one of our centers, they can get a bowling ball with it. And there was a lot of new bowling balls going out with this.
Okay. And what, now in y'all's particular case, you are using Cruzan rum. Did Cruzan in any way support this league?
Well, they're going to give us prizes for our league banquet, and then they supply the buckets as well.
Okay.
But you'll have to be a little careful in your state. Make sure that's legal.
Absolutely.
If you're not able to obtain buckets through your liquor distributor, just use 32-ounce deli containers.
Sure.
Or maybe find something on Amazon or somewhere similar bucket. But I think the 32-ounce deli containers are about 30 cents each on Web Restaurant.
Okay. Definitely. And if you wanted to even go so far, you could put a little sticker of some sort to brand it for the league. So that that's another option for you as well. And out of the $16, obviously a lot of it is going into your food. So lineage is, how much of your lineage are you getting out of that $16?
Well, the way we figured it, that's $6 pays for all your food and beverage costs.
Okay.
Probably $5 does. So
Probably
so there's $11 left over for lineage. And remember, there's no prize money in this league.
Absolutely.
And if you're starting this in a more upscale market, definitely start at $18 to $20 per person. Don't go to 16.
Sure. Well, and then, so what have you seen? Are the bowlers eating and drinking outside of what they're getting included? Have you seen your food and beverage sales go up on the nights that you have these?
Well, one rum bucket is never enough for 3 games of bowling. So.
Especially if you're not bowling good, right?
Yeah, people definitely they're ordering more. It's not like everybody, but definitely there's plenty of people that are ordering more food, more drink.
Sure.
So that's half the battle. We didn't do this. We had lanes that were open, especially with the pandemic going on. Not all leagues, traditional leagues, came back in their full, they were a 10, 12, 14, most of them were down a little. And so we were filling space that we had. And it what hopefully turns into a long-term way to fill our space whenever we have extra lanes.
Right. And the other thing is, with getting approximately 95% of new bowlers, you're also, they're going to have a good time. They're going to get used to coming to the center. And so it gives you that opportunity to increase your open play business. And obviously they have children and their, birthday parties. And a new bowler is a new bowler, and exposing them to your center through the Rum Bucket League has so many more opportunities than just the revenue that you're getting from that particular league.
Yep.
So I think it's just a fantastic way for you to continue to grow your business. And you said something early on that they're just there to have fun. They aren't concerned about the shot. They're just out to have a good time. And when we had chatted briefly previous to this interview, you had mentioned, Brad, that the first week that bowlers weren't even accustomed to changing lanes. So y'all kind of had to teach them what that's all about. So we know those are brand new bowlers.
For sure. I mean, we had a lady over at Cherry Bowl, right, Tony, come up to the front desk as we were checking people in and say our lane's not working. And so we investigated, and it turns out she just was bowling on one lane and
wasn't working.
Didn't.
You gotta love them.
She says, well,
amazing.
that wasn't in the rules. She said, that's not in the rules that we have to switch lanes.
Okay. So that brings up a good point. So you guys have provided the league rules that you used, and they are very, very specific. So I gather that you've kind of learned that there's things that you need to clarify a little bit stronger in your league rules. So now that makes sense, because I'm like, okay, these are really detailed league rules. And of course, this is a non-sanctioned league. Have you had anybody say, can we do a sanctioned version of this?
I don't know if there's any that know that.
Okay, well, that's fair enough.
They would even know that that's an option.
Right.
So our hope is that once they bowl a couple sessions with us in the Rum Bucket League, then we can transition them into our full season leagues.
Absolutely.
But right now, these bowlers don't know what the USBC is. They don't know what certification is. They just know that their rum bucket shows up and they get to have fun.
That's right. And as you said, as they get into it and they, maybe they don't consider themselves a good bowler, but, bowling in the league, they're going to have fun. They're going to perfect their skills a little bit. And then, would be more likely to get into something. I had this conversation just the other day with one of our guests that bowling can be intimidating. Even if you are fairly good at it, it can be intimidating. And some people just steer away from it because they don't feel that they fit in or that they're good enough to be in that. And I think that something like this is just absolutely brilliant to help those people see bowling is something that everybody can do, and everybody is good enough to bowl.
Yes.
And so
I think you've hit on something big there for sure, because a lot of the people that would text us their registration, they would say, we have a team for that lousy bowler rum bucket thing. We have a team for that non-serious league.
Yeah.
That was a big selling point, is just making sure we excluded the people that thought they had a chance on the PBA tour.
For sure. For sure.
A question about, have we seen the bowlers come in on non-league nights? The timing of this being in the pandemic, we actually closed down shortly after most of these were starting, and now they're all starting back up because we're just opening back up here in Illinois. But we have seen, I've seen some of them come in on other times because they had fun. They want to come in.
Yes, the bug has bitten them.
Yep.
Once we get that bite from that bug, you enjoy it. It is a good way to relieve stress as well. And gosh, now more than ever, everybody could use that outlet of a way to, just forget about what's going on out there and get rid of some of that stress. So I think it's really great. And like I said earlier, bowling centers have done such a phenomenal job of getting the message out about what you're doing to provide a clean, safe, fun environment for them, that people are they're willing to do this. This is a good way to spend an evening, and we know what they're doing to make the environment safe for us. So I think it's just a win-win all the way around.
Little side note on when you do a promoted post on Facebook, our first few that had the best luck, we targeted women only, ages 26 to 55.
Okay.
And then we did some others where we targeted everybody. But that particular one, when we just targeted women, seemed to get the highest reach and the best response.
Okay, that's interesting. What do you think the mix is, male to female?
60-40.
Yeah, I was going to say 70-30 women.
30. Yeah.
But, and that was probably because we targeted women.
Yeah, it could very well be. And are you finding that people are, you'd mentioned that the teams are, that, you know, you're getting people text in and they've got a team or whatever. Are people joining as teams
Yes.
for the most part?
Yep.
Okay, so this is obviously a group of friends that want to come out and have some fun together, you know. So that's quite interesting.
I mean, some will send you in saying they, you know, they just have 2. And then, you know, you tell them the teams are 4, and it's amazing. It doesn't usually take them very long to come back and say, okay, I got my other 2.
Yeah. And of course, I'm sure that you encourage that, you know, well, we'll put you with some, you know, we'll put you with 2 others, but if you find 2 other friends you want to bowl with, make sure you get back with us.
Yep.
So that's really good. And I understand this really isn't your first venture in something similar to this. Brad, you had shared with me that a number of years ago that y'all had done this with specifically targeting women in wine.
Well, right. That women bowling with wine concept has worked for a number of years for us here in Rockford, and it's worked over the country, all over the country for some of the people that have tried it. You know, it's just a fancy name. It's a new concept. It's just another play on a traditional beer pizza wing league, and just utilizing social media to help get your word out.
Absolutely. And you know, with wine, and I've even seen a lot of centers starting with like craft beers and you know, doing some things like that. And there's so many. I'm in Texas, and there's a number of little wineries along the way. And you know, to be able to even partner with some of those and throw a twist in there where you even get to tour the winery, I've seen that also done very successfully. So there's, you know, the thing that I think is commendable is that you guys took a chance to do something completely new when many people would not have done that. They were simply trying to just make ends meet and get the open play back and not, you know, go after new leagues. And so you guys took a chance to do something brand new, and you were very successful with it. So the message that I'm getting from this is, you know, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to start something new. Give it a shot, because what's the very worst that could happen? You guys would not have been able to floor the league, but quite the opposite. You took the chance and you put it out there, and it was very well received. And so not only was it good for you guys, but just think about the socialization that you've given so many people, and for them to kind of get out of the slump that they're in, because you know, it's very easy to be sitting at home and be, you know, you're sheltering in place and you're tired of it, and now all of a sudden, wow, this is just what I was looking for. So you guys have brought a bright spot to a lot of people. All these, you know, several hundred that you brought in, I'm sure they're quite happy that y'all have done this. So I really commend y'all for doing that. And I hope that our viewers will take the material that y'all have so graciously provided. I will double check. It looks like that the link in our comments is a little bizarre. I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but I'm going to look at that and make sure that that is a good link. And then I'll, if not, I'll replace that link so that our viewers can take advantage of learning what y'all did. And we would love to hear from the viewers. Anybody that tries this in their own center, we'd love to hear your results. So come back to this thread, leave us a message. Gentlemen, I believe you guys offered to put your email address. You can either do that now, or you can come back and put your contact information for people to reach out directly to you. We have viewers. We have, right now to date, we have 889 viewers in 41 countries that are following our group. And so we would love to see this go all over and this concept be replicated in other centers throughout the world. It all, started from the parking lot of a car show. But anyway, while we're talking about viewers, I want to mention to our viewers, we are at 889 people right now in Beyond the Frame. And when we started this at the beginning of the pandemic, the response has just been so nice, and it has been a platform for so many different people. As I said, we have 41 countries that are now here in this group. And we would love, love, love to get to 1,000. It's not going to change the message we deliver. It's not going to change anything, except it's going to make me feel really good to know that we made it to 1,000. So viewers, if you could help me out, if you could invite your friends to join Beyond the Frame, and we will have a prize, an Amazon gift card for the person that is the 1,000th member of Beyond the Frame. And if you're the one that invited them to become a member, then you'll get one as well. So help us out, help us reach that goal. 1,000 members, that would be just amazing if we could reach that many people. So if you have a chance to do that, please help us out. So gentlemen, I thank you very much for coming. Do you have any closing remarks that you would like to leave us with?
Sure, Dottie. Thanks for having us. If there's anybody out there that needs help with the flyer part of it that you can post on your social media, I can just plug in your information into our artwork and send you over a PNG or a PDF file, whatever you need. So
Wonderful.
It's not a big deal. It would take me about 10 minutes to take your information and plug it into our format and then send it over to you. So that's available.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I am sure that you're going to have people that are going to be taking advantage of that very kind gesture. So, it is all about helping one another right now. And bowling has always been that type of community where we're a very close-knit group of people. But the one thing that I will say is the pandemic has shown us our true colors in the bowling industry. And the fact that you gentlemen are very open to share these resources with others is just, it's overwhelming to me to know that you could very easily just state the concept, but no, you're willing to help, you're willing to share your resources with them. And that is what it's going to take for us to make it through this pandemic and have all the centers that represent this industry stay in business and stay afloat. So, I really appreciate what y'all have done, and I look forward to others that are watching today to share their results. You can put a lot of different spins on this. It doesn't have to be the rum bucket league. You can put a number of different spins on it. It's the concept itself of coming out and having fun and eat. They all saying eat, drink, and be merry. It's kind of what you're doing here. So I hope that they can replicate it and have the same results as you guys did. So, and also I want to remind our viewers that next week we will be dropping another seed of success. This time we're going to be talking about your website. What message does your website tell? So you won't want to miss that. That will be dropping next week on Beyond the Frame. So gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. I certainly do appreciate it. If any of you have any questions for either of them, please leave your comments in the comment section of Facebook for this post, and they'll be able to reach out and get back with you. Until then, we hope that you stay safe, stay strong, and think beyond the frame. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you, Dottie.
Thanks.
Welcome.